She may be right. She may have never sent or received anything marked classified. However, that's not the standard under the statute. The espionage statutes and the gross negligence statutes say nothing about the labels on a piece of paper or an email. What matters is the substance of the information in the communication, and it is the duty of everyone who has signed a so-called non-disclosure agreement when they are given their top secret security clearance. They sign a piece of paper that says, I know it's my duty to know what's classified, whether it's marked or not. The classification markings mean nothing when it comes to whether or not something is classified.
If you were defending Hillary Clinton, or if you were hired
Yes.
to be on the other side of this issue, and you're not on either side,
No,
this is just,
no.
What would you tell her?
I would tell her, number one, don't be interviewed by the FBI, because if you lie, you're going to be in the same boat that General Petraeus was, which is going to make the FBI want to go after you even more, because understandably, when you lie to a federal investigator, that creates an incentive to work harder on the case, especially when they know you're lying. Maybe they find out later, but right now, given what the FBI knows about this case, they know who's lying and not lying right now. This is an easy one for them. They've got this case locked in. We know from published reports and from conversations with former FBI agents that they believe that they have a locked case. They believe that the issue of how many people within the Clinton circle at the State Department were involved is now a manageable number, and that there may be more people immunized who are not as high up the totem pole as the Secretary or, say, Cheryl Meals or Uma Abedin. The key may be very much Patrick Kennedy, who is the Undersecretary for Management. If I were representing Mrs. Clinton, and I think this may be part of her defense, she'll say, look, the State Department knew I had this set up all along. They didn't stop me. They didn't tell me not to do it. Nobody came and seized the computer. There's no correspondence saying I shouldn't do this. Unfortunately, that's not a defense. Because for her, she is one of the 10 people in the United States government who has the generic statutory authority to classify information. There's only 10 people who can do it. She has the power to assist in the declassification of that. So her duties in terms of knowing things about classified information are much higher. So when Patrick Kennedy doesn't stop her from putting in an email server in her home to conduct all government business, even though after January 2009, people may not have known right away that Mrs. Clinton didn't have a .gov account, but within a couple of months, everybody knew. Isn't it funny there are no .gov emails from the Secretary or her staff? At that point, what the department did or didn't do becomes irrelevant to the criminal investigation, because she's in line as the Secretary of State to be President of the United States. So along with her job, not only to conduct foreign policy, comes the duty to understand and know classified information. That is the envelope from which the FBI is operating. This is not a GS2 who accidentally slips a piece of paper in the wrong file and it stays out all night on somebody's desk. This is a person with the highest classification authority possible who used a private server to conduct all of her government business. And without any, this has nothing to do with politics. That's illegal, per se. And the reason is very simple. The government has a classified email system for a reason. It's to protect the integrity of national security information, national defense information, and to prevent its disclosure to unauthorized persons. The existence of that server violates every known federal law on the protection of classified information.